Everybody's waiting to start, but then there was nobody to lead. And everybody was looking at me like this. And you start. And I didn't really believe in myself. It's my first time leading. It's my first time singing in front of people, but I'm gonna do it. And I remember I couldn't even open my eyes because I really needed to trust my heart. If I go back to my head, I knew I can't.
Okay.
So I closed my eyes, connected to my heart, and really nervous. And I remember I was shaking. I was covered in sweat. And then I just trusted the direction of the heart and did it. And then such a relief. All the conditioning melted away.
Mūsu jaunākā podkāsta viešņa ir Japāņu vokālā pedagoģe un dziedātāja Akari Tamura. Jā, šis podkāsts būs angļu valodā šoreiz, un mēs runāsim par emocionāli nospiestām balsīm, par to, kā saslēgt savu balsi ar sirds centru. Kaut gan tas varbūt tagad izklausās diezgan poētiski un nereāli, tomēr tā ir ļoti, ļoti svarīga sastāvdaļa, lai mēs varētu strādāt ar balsi. Piesakojiet šim kanālam Spotifyā un YouTube'ā un nospiediet arī like, tas palīdzēs algoritmam saprast, ka šis podcasts ir pietiekami vērtīgs, lai ar to dalītos arī ar plašākām auditorijām. Akari, welcome. Thank you that you joined here. So I visited your beautiful voice opening workshop a couple of days ago, and I was inspired to get deeper insight into this world. Initially, the question that my audience asked when they approach me is, what are the first steps? So what would you answer for people who approach you and say, I want to change my voice?
Right.
What could be the first steps to change it?
It is definitely a process to change something. The transformation takes time, and we need to rewrite all programs. And we've spent many years with the old patterns. So in order to rewrite that, we need to repeat the simple thing again and again until the mind starts to click and shift into the new patterns of functioning. And then yes, in my understanding, we have voice, but we have speaking voice and singing voice. Like now I'm speaking to you, and I'm thinking and speaking at the same time. Like I'm thinking, okay, what I think and what I'm going to say. And so my mind is at work when I speak. And when you sing, your voice becomes more naked because we can't really think and sing at the same time.
Why?
You can, but it's not going to be impactful. Like you can sing like la 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 la, okay, like am I okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Like la la la, okay, is this right tune? And yes, you can think and sing at the same time. But then it won't make you feel comfortable. Like if you sing and think at the same time. Because the singing voice comes from deeper part of yourself. Like it actually touches deeper emotions. So it's kind of like it kind of connects more naked part of yourself when you sing. And yeah.
Can you double click on the naked word? What do you mean by naked voice?
Naked voice. Like we have different layers, right? So like there is like who I am. And the closest part that is connected with the true who I am is the feelings, deep feelings. Like feeling that comes from the heart, not like the emotions and feeling that you think. Like, I think I'm angry. I think I'm sad. And then that kind of like shallow emotions like we have. And then different emotion comes and go every day, every minute. We are feeling something. But then there's some deep part, like a deep feelings. Like not just some excitement that passes after 5 minutes or some reactions of some negative emotion that comes and goes, but some feelings, like feeling of the heart, let's say, like if I ask somebody, okay, feel your heart, there's something there, like heart has something, and that something cannot be described by words. I mean, you can put the words, like there's some warmth, or there's some beauty, or there's something there, and that can be only felt by heart, not from the head.
I see.
And singing voice is connected with that feelings.
Īsts pārtraukums mūsu Runas skolas podkāstā. Ja jūs esat šeit un klausāties šo podkāstu, nozīmē, ka runas prasmes jums ir aktuālas un iespējams jūs esat apsvēruši ideju iestāties Runas skolā. Pašlaik jums tāda iespēja ir izmēģināt, kā tas ir mācīties Runas skolā un apgūt balss attīstīšanu, pārliecināšanas prasmes un uztraukumu kontroli, piemēram, kā arī visus pārējos 24 dažādos komunikācijas kursus. Un pirmās 7 dienas jūs varat izmēģināt bez maksas, bez nekādām saistībām. Jums nepatīk, jūs varat izstāties, bet jums patīk, jūs varat droši turpināt gan praktiskā, gan teorētiskā veidā attīstīt savas komunikācijas prasmes Runas skolā. Ieiet mūsu mājaslapā runasskola.lv un nospiežat pogu izmēģinājuma periods. Un tagad atpakaļ uz raidījumu. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, as I understand, it's like messaging, as like getting into some kind of state, emotional state, where I wanna like make a gift or present to the audience, because this is one takeaway from your workshop. I understood there was one thing that when you said you like make a gift, like with a gesture, even to help yourself to get into this kind of state. This mental state, and it helped actually also myself to get in this kind of feeling. Can we speak about the patterns? Because I think that's the most challenging part. Patterns of communication, patterns of voice creation process.
You mean how the voice comes out?
Meaning, as you mentioned, that our voice generating process is like cemented in some kind of patterns. And if somebody approaches you and asks, can I change my voice? So basically it implies that how can I change the patterns, how I'm speaking or I'm creating a voice. So how can we change those patterns? Is it possible at all?
I think so, but I still haven't got what kind of patterns. I think what I'm trying to inspire people is to connect with the heart.
Okay.
Whatever the sharings that I do, be it music or be it chanting or be it yoga, like whatever the tools that I share brings people to the deeper parts of ourselves. That is deeper than the body, deeper than the mind, deeper than thinking. And that is the heart. So, yeah, the question is, how can we speak from the deep sense of who I am?
Yes.
Right? Not like just my superficial part speaking, but I think I'm suggesting people to come to the heart first, and how can I speak my truth from here? And in order to do that, I'm using the tool of singing, because it is very obvious that when we learn how to sing from the heart, and then that becomes like a body memory. So in the workshop, we didn't do this exercise, but then there's one exercise, like how can I convey the sound of the truth? Yeah, so it's like more and more coming back to the heart, I think. I don't know if I answered the questions.
Yeah, we are close. Yeah, we are just like roller coasting, here and there. But what is this kind of the task we omitted in the workshop with this singing from the heart?
Yeah, right. So the voice is a breath. Like when I sing, how I breathe becomes my voice. If I breathe like, then it becomes, there is no difference in the end. When we think about where this breath comes from, like breath is all around us and breath is also inside us. Like breath is everywhere.
Ah, that's right, yeah.
And this breath is actually sustaining everything in this reality. Breath is sustaining my life. Breath is sustaining the life of the plants and flowers. And we are not aware of it because we are actually living inside of the breath, or we're living on it. But if we think about it, we are constantly receiving, like maybe trees and plants, and scientifically speaking, they're giving us like oxygen. And in return, we are giving them CO2. So there is this constant exchange of life happening. So for me, it is actually a magic because of this life force, because of this unconditional love. Like the air, like a life force is not like I give you oxygen, but not you. You know, like the nature of the life force is unconditional love. Like I want to sustain the life of all living beings. So there is this love coming into ourselves all the time. That is already a miracle to become aware, I think. So we are constantly receiving and we are constantly giving. So when we have this awareness, how do I want to give my life force to the environment?
Yes.
And that is the essence of the voice, actually. Yeah. So whatever we are speaking or whatever we are singing to, it's actually a form of unconditional love because that's the breath. Breath is the essence of the voice. So in my voice work, we receive love and we give love. And then that's actually, we're just breathing. Like breathing means inhaling love, exhaling love. So when we actually start to feel that in our hearts, then actually so much energy comes, so much life force comes.
Oh, that's so beautifully stated, yeah. It's completely different perspective because until so far I've been very technical about the breathing, you know, their muscles, their anatomies and all this body as a corpus, as a frame, as something that we have to like resonate. But it is very nice. I think the key word is giving.
Yes. And also, you know, many people comes to me also, like I feel shy, like speaking in front of people, or even I just had a private student coming, like I'm already in front of people in the theater, but then every time before the show, I become nervous how to deal with that, right? This kind of thing. And it happens to me as well. Especially I come to the new environment, a new stage, new audience, then of course, like everybody, even if you have like years of experience of speaking in front of people, we still become nervous sometimes, right? And what helps me is just understanding that we are never alone. Like, we are always supported by environment. And this is actually amazing that all the directions, all the environment, all the atmosphere is with me. The environment is giving me a support. So that really helps. I don't know if I actually answered what you said.
No, it's very good. Yeah. It's very good. I really appreciate that. But we are, I think we are very close to my next question because you mentioned in the workshop that for 27 years you were not like able to sing in front of public.
Right.
Can you a little bit elaborate on that?
Yes. So I started to learn piano when I was 4 4 years old. And I continued until like high school time. So like a bit less than 15 years, let's say. I played piano every single day, at least for 1 hour. And it was really good. It gave me discipline also. And I'm very grateful for this musical background. But the thing is that, you know, when you were a kid, you absorb everything. And I used to get sent to the competition once or twice a year. So you practice like the same piece for like 3 months every single day to make it perfect to the standard of the classical music that somebody decided. Yeah. And then you have one opportunity to perform this single piece in front of hundreds of people, including maybe 10 judge that just, you know, with the paper and then listening to you like this, right? And I was okay. It's like one time I went in the first top 3. But then the other time I always remain in the first 10 out of, let's say, 200-300 kids. But then that was a very interesting spot because it's not really amazing. It's like, wow, you're always like in the top 3, but it's also not like, like, you know, maybe you can find something else, you know? So I was in kind of like, yeah, like you can make a bit more effort and then maybe like you can get to somewhere. So I always lived in this kind of thing. Like I need to do well and then I do my best. And then the outcome was like, I'm not good enough. So I lived with this conditioning or thoughts of, yeah, I'm not good enough and I'm not qualified to play music. Like I'm not qualified to become a part of the orchestra. And yeah, so I lived with that. And as a result of living like this for more than a decade, I didn't like music at all, like in the end. And I didn't like the fact that I need to play music in the way that somebody wanted me to play. Like I couldn't play with freedom, right? I needed to play piano in a certain way for people to approve me, that tell me, you're good. So as a result, like I came to, like, I can't do this anymore. I need to run away. And I did run away. And I couldn't even look at the instruments. I couldn't listen to classical music. And I went fully to the electronic music. And it was my freedom time. And then I tried to seek happiness from something else, like what everybody does. And I went to the city because I grew up in the nature. And I tried everything that city could offer me.
Which city?
Sapporo. In north of Japan.
Northern, yeah.
Yeah, I grew up in a very, very cold place. Very similar weather to Latvia, actually. A bit more sunlight, but 6 months of snow. So, yeah, I went to Sapporo and did all the city stuff, you know. And after a few years of city stuff, I had too many bad friends. And it was almost impossible for me to restart life again because it's all about your environment. So I decided to move to Kyoto, like south of Japan.
Yeah.
And I met hippies. I met the alternative people who were playing African drum and spinning fires, like doing a fire show.
Yeah.
And living free. And then they were backpackers, like a bit more than 20 years ago. And I'm like, wow, there are these people. Maybe they don't have much money, but then they have a heart. And then they're following their heart. And they're enjoying life.
Yeah.
You know? And I started to play African drum too. And it was amazing discovery for me that the percussion, you hit the head of the drum and then the sound comes. It's like everybody can play drum. piano, you need to know how to play.
Yeah.
But then drum, anybody can do. So it was very much liberating for me. And I went deep into African music for some years. And then that's why I went to Africa too.
Ah, I see.
And then my journey leads me to, different alternative scene. Along the way, I discover like alternative gathering, like rainbow gathering, alternative festival. I discover mantra. I discover yoga. And a few years of, all this exploration of alternative way of living, I found myself in India. And I was in Kumbh Mela. This is like the biggest gathering, biggest spiritual gathering on this planet. And
did you survive?
I survived, yes, but because I was young also. I was in my early 20s. I could sleep anywhere. Camping, no problem. Yeah. I could sleep on the street, no problem. And I had a good hippie friends too. And there was one Indian Baba who was very friendly to Western backpackers. So we were staying in this Baba's camp. And then next to our Baba's camp, there was another Baba, and he was a Ram Bhakta. He was devoted to Lord Ram. And he was chanting all the time, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram. And my English was not that great that time. But then we are living next door, so we see every day. And before anything, like whatever he does, he's doing Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram. And then that time, I kind of knew what Bhakti Yoga was, how to live with devotion and love. And I was familiar with some mantra singing by that time too. And, with my alternative friends, we were chanting like Om Namah Shivaya or Hare Krishna or Jai Shri Ram. But for me, that time, it was just really nice to sing and liberate my heart. And it was already liberating for me that I don't have to sing to the judge.
Yes.
I don't have to perform my music to some people's standard, but I can just open my heart and sing to something greater than me. And then when I spent some time with this Babaji, like a Ram Bhakta, devotee of Lord Ram, I thought, wow, I understood that we are surrounded by love. And whatever we offer is actually received. And because before that, my mind was thinking, I need to do it in this way to please these people in front of me. But in the bigger picture, we are always embraced. And whatever we offer from the heart, it's received with gratitude and love. And this transmission came from my first 3 months of being in India. So that was such a relief and was so much healing for me that, wow, I don't have to perform anymore. I don't have to sing to somebody anymore. And I can just go from my heart. And that was very, very healing for me. And my journey of Bhakti Yoga and my journey of Kirtan starts. But then that time, I defined myself as a percussionist because I played a lot of African drum. And with the Kirtan band, or let's say Kirtan friends, we used to do like our spiritual gathering. And I was a percussionist. And I never thought I would sing. But after some time, mind is clever. So you manage to coordinate your mind and brain and body, and you can start to play a drum and sing at the same time. And, also as your heart opens more and more, because I used to be very Japanese conditioned, like very shy. I can't really do something that people didn't tell me. I could only do something if people ask me to do. So I never thought I would also sing because I'm not asked to sing, you know. But then in the kirtan, like just the current of love takes you, the current of devotion takes you. So at one point I started to play the drum and I started to sing. And then the friends around me was like, oh, you can sing? You should sing. And I started
Were you in India at that time?
I was like between India and Thailand.
Okay.
And also I was traveling around. And then...
How do you feel when people ask you, oh gosh, you sing?
Wow. Like I was really like, really? Because I'm still living in the conditioning of I'm not good enough. Like even I'm not accepting myself playing 15 years of piano. I thought I'm not the pianist because I didn't get good sign from a certain people.
Approval.
Right? And then I started to sing, and then there was a harmonium. And of course, like I did a piano for all my childhood. So like, you know, the sound is like my second language. I do have a perfect pitch. So I hear something and it sounds like a note to me. So there was an opportunity that the harmonium came and, we heard that you've done piano in your childhood, right? So play harmonium. So I played harmonium and I sang also, but not as a lead singer, just to support. And after this, I remember all my friends look at me. Why you didn't play harmonium before? And I'm like, wow, like if somebody else can play a percussion, you play harmonium. You know, you actually really play good. Yeah. And I'm like, really, really, really? And so it's being a journey of accepting I can actually do this. I can actually sing. I can actually play harmonium and all this. And it was all self-imposed limitation. But then I still didn't have a courage to say, I'm a musician. I'm a singer. I didn't have any confidence. And after some time, I think it's a divine arrangement. When the time is right, the situations come to you, right? So all of our regular kirtan leader friends didn't come because of something or rain, or it was raining, I think. And the time come, like 8 p.m., kirtan starts. Everybody's waiting to start. But then there was nobody to lead. And everybody was looking at me like this. And you start. And I'm like, wow, really? You know? And I didn't really believe in myself. But then I said, okay, it's my first time leading. It's my first time singing in front of people, but I'm going to do it. And I also announced it to people. It's my first time. Please support me. And I led one song, and I remember I couldn't even open my eyes because I really needed to trust my heart. If I go back to my head, I knew I can't.
Okay.
So I closed my eyes, connected to my heart, and really nervous. And I remember I was shaking. And I remember I was covered in sweat. Like, it was not hot, but then my t-shirts was wet because of my sweat. And then I just trusted the direction of the heart and did it. And then such a relief. All the conditioning melted away. And then this was the initiation. And then still another some years takes for me to really fully embrace that I'm a musician. Now when people ask me, who are you? And I said, I am a musician. But it took many years to accept that. It takes time. So that's what I was trying to say in the beginning. It takes time to transform because we need to repeat the new pattern again and again and again. Not only one time. Because the old pattern comes back. You're not a musician. And then new me tells, no, you're a musician. You're okay. you're good enough.
Yeah. The pattern, that's basically like a definition for ourselves that you, as you say, I'm musician, you can like define it yourself. And for the people who are eager really to change their voices, it could be, I can speak.
Yes.
I can free myself up. I can be a good speaker. So this definition, but I really like that you stated this kind of like contrast between the mind and the heart, which was like the moment when you opened up, which was the initiation, as you stated.
Yeah, and then the most difficult part is the first one, initiation.
Yeah.
Because I remember the second time, I didn't shake as much. I didn't sweat as much. It was still a bit difficult for me, but then 100 times more easier than the first time of singing in front of people, speaking in front of people, holding a space in front of people. So the more we do, it gets easier and easier and easier. So the challenge is how we pass this initiation phase and how we go through this first time. So
we need to be brave, probably. We need a little bit of support.
Yes.
And you can ask for support as you did. And that's that's a normal thing that you ask for support, which is in Latvian culture, we usually don't ask. Or very rarely.
Right. So it could be a good idea that you have only the friends that you know, because that was my situation. It was not like, I mean, nowadays I go new places and, you know, organize a gathering with new friends. But then that time, what we were doing was just a friends gathering. We get together as a spiritual friends and then we do some chanting practice, you know. So I knew everybody and it was only 10 of us. So it was not like a huge gathering and I knew every single friends. And I'm very grateful that those friends supported me. Yeah, so that could be a suggestion to start with. And then we will slowly break the old habits and old conditionings.
Yeah. There are a lot of like gurus who speak about pranayama, about the art of breath, which we also touched upon this kind of idea. And there's this very nice word of healing. We also mentioned today the word healing. I'm not sure if we can go in this territory, but maybe you can. You might have some experiences where the breath or a singing breath or a speaking breath is kind of becomes like a healing experience.
Yes. Actually, singing is pranayama. Like prana is the life force, right? The breath. And then ayam. Ayam means expansion. So expansion of the life force is pranayama. I mean, yama means control. So it often translates to breath control. But actually the deeper meaning of the pranayama is expansion of the life force. So that's what happens when you control the breath. And then actually even in the traditional hatha yoga technique, there is vowel pranayama that you inhale and exhale with the humming sound of or you go like and then this whole science of using the sound is nada yoga. So it's actually yoga of the sound. It's a proper traditional yoga as well. Singing is actually a pranayama because when we sing, we exhale longer, much longer than inhalation. Maybe we inhale for 4 counts and we will exhale in 15 counts or 16 counts, like 4 times longer when you sing. So it's calming the nervous system when your exhalation is longer, and it calms the energy line, nadis, and it harmonizes the energy lines for sure. And so when we sing, it's a long note. So that is actually a difference between the speaking voice and singing voice as well. And when we sound, actually the science has proven it already that the whole body is vibrating. It's like nowadays, sound healing has become very popular, right? That there are lots of crystal balls and gongs, and you lay down and receive the vibrations of the gongs and balls that are known to be harmonizing frequency, like higher harmonizing frequency, and then we are always vibrating. And quantum physics has proven that we are not actually stationed being. We are actually always moving.
Yes.
Yeah. So when we are receiving the sound healing, and then we resonate with this frequency, and then that frequency balances your being. And that's kind of like an external way of sound healing, right? We need to rely on some external inputs to harmonize ourselves. So when we sing, when we use the voice, we are actually doing the sound healing on ourselves.
Yes.
And we can even try it. Like take one hand on the heart and then just say, ah, you know, There's some vibration on your hand.
Yes.
You can feel it.
Yes.
So that means that the body is actually vibrating when we sound, and especially the long note, like then it's vibrating. So when we are using the voice, we are constantly adjusting and cells are moving. So it is healing. And then that whole science of healing and purification is called Nada Yoga, the yoga of the sound. So we can actually remove the blockages by humming, or we can move the energy with the sound, because sound is an energy, like a sonic form of energy. We don't see the sound, but sound exists, just like our emotions. We don't see our anger, but the anger exists. Joy exists, right? So we don't see the sound, but then the sound exists. So we are using this energy of the sound to move another energy. So this energy moves energy, and sound moves matter. So when we make, especially a long sound, like a singing sound, singing voice, there is an opportunity to clear and heal. And especially the deeper parts of ourselves, deeper conditioning. And voice is very naked also, right? Like it represents our mind. Like we are speaking our mind, we are speaking our feeling. It's the most transparent part of ourselves. So anything that's around this transparent part of ourselves, like shame, guilt, lack of confidence, all of that can be actually purified and healed. So it happens in the voice work that the tears flow, shaking happens, but that is a very good sign, because it is an evidence that the voice is moving matters. Voice is moving old patterns and old conditionings and belief systems.
But basically, as far as I understand, we don't have to obligatory learn singing. Maybe we don't have the perfect pitch, and we have this kind of...
We don't need.
Yeah, it's just humming and this nada yoga, some kind of exercises could help us get into this kind of vibrating state. And then we just kind of follow the flow of this kind of the feeling, and we just speak. Like humming, like and I try to speak in the same kind of humming state with you, and then again try to get back in.
Yeah, that will help. And actually, before speaking in front of people, the humming would be very helpful and calming as well.
Arthur, what I have missed this nada yoga voice stuff. Can you just tell about some exercises from that world?
Right. It's a whole science. The most simple nada yoga technique that we can use is humming. And the voice is an energy. And we also use the power of the awareness. Because when we become aware, we can let it go, right? So let's say I want to open my heart. And then you can direct your sound to the heart. And then you can also direct your awareness to the heart. And open my heart. And you hum. And the energy flows where the intention goes. So with the power of the mind, power of the sound, there is a chance to purify and open. You need to do it for few minutes at least. Like if you just do it like for like a short time, you might not feel the effect. Now the yoga has like a whole lot of science that which vowel is connected with which part of ourselves. For example, the vowel ah is connected with the heart. And when you say ah, you feel it. Your heart is open. Your throat is open. Heart is open. Ah is the sound of the beginning.
Yes.
Like aum. Like actually when you look at every languages, first alphabet is ah. Any languages. Latvian too?
Latvian too.
Yes.
But okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So is the beginning sound. And that is the beginning sound of the, like a heart, sound of the heart. Because things started from the heart. Right? So And then from there, different vowels come. Like for example, like that kind of tribal sound.
Shorter, yeah? Shorter.
Or oh. Like when we try to mimic the animals, like more connected to the earth, right? So it's connected more to the lower part of ourselves. Like, gospel.
Yes.
And then that kind of E sound is more connected to the higher part of ourselves. So Nada yoga is a whole science of using a different sound to purify the different parts of our energy lines and harmonize and so on. But then, in my personal opinion, the most powerful sound is ah, because it is the sound of the heart.
But I think it's easier also to make the ah sound.
Yeah.
E, it's like, for me, it's harder. I don't know why E. I cannot make it low. Like E.
Yeah, because it's connected to the higher parts too.
It's more organic, so it's upper levels. So basically, like a preparation for the speakers before the public speaking gig when somebody is anxious, so they can make the ah sound so that to share the heart vibration probably.
And sigh out. Actually, sighing is the best medicine.
This?
Yeah, and make it like a perfect sigh.
How is it?
Like,
That was perfect.
Nothing to stop.
Yeah.
Like, just as you breathe, like sigh like that. Like, not like a short sigh. Yes, till the end of the breath.
Yeah.
And then if you could drop the jaws like a grandmother, grandfather, that would be even better because we hold a lot of tensions here.
That's right.
Like a lot of time, like I tell my singing student, do and then they do with the E shape of the mouth. Like a lot of, like, because we are conditioned, like we can't be loud, we can't open the mouth. So first step is actually open the mouth. Open the jaw, relax and drop the jaw, like nothing to hold. Just like,
These are called the anger muscles. Like
is
the
it?
jaws, yeah.
Okay.
Because when we are angry, we cannot like open very, and it's everything also here, therefore the headache comes.
Yeah, so sometimes, I mean, this is the best medicine. Like just sigh 10, 20 times a day. And it helps to relax the jaw muscles. And then we learn to open our mouth. And then we learn to not to stop the voice. Because we are the one who's stopping the voice. Like,
yeah,
you know?
Like,
I tell people, sigh. And they will go like, don't need to be cute. You know? Don't need to be beautiful. Just don't think. Just drop everything without limitations and like be as like not ugly, but then be not as cute as possible. Don't try to be pretty.
Yeah.
So non-pretty side from top to down. And this is very, very healing to let it out. And when you do this, like cells open and then the body opens, because this is the most natural way of exchanging of the life force, receiving and giving. Nothing is stopping, no filter. And if we can breathe like that, sing like that, speak like that, then we become the instrument, we become the channel, we become the vessel of the life force energies to flow. So one voice work that I do sometime is, what's the sound of the truth? And so after you do this sigh out until you become the perfect sigh. Yeah, so you can do perfect letting go of the sigh. And then you're ready to speak, you're ready to sing, you're ready to express the deeper part of yourself. And then we can take the hands to the heart and connect what would be the sound of your truth, sound of the heart. And then you just go, like this. And then if we go back to the head, we take the hands to the heart again. And and then we make it into the speaking voice. My name is Akari. You know, I'm from this. I'm here to speak this. So we are connecting the breath and heart and awareness. So there are many exercises to come back to the heart.
How to get this awareness stuff? Because everybody speaks about awareness. It's so hard. It's like stopping yourself, but I think it's not wise to drive your car and try to make these awareness exercises.
The first phase would be letting go of what's unnecessary. Like actually give yourself a permission to make sound. Because those friends who said, oh, I can't sing, I can't speak, most likely they're not giving permission themselves to speak or sing.
That's right, yes.
So first, be comfortable with, like, you're okay to speak, you're okay to sing. And in the workshop, we clear the space, right? We do like, and claiming and open the body. If we tell our mind, speak, you're never going to be able to speak.
Yeah.
So it's better to trust our body rather than the mind. So we need a relaxation and we need an openness and confidence. So how can I connect with the sense of openness and confidence and relaxation from the body? So if the body is relaxed and open, your mind will follow your body. So I would say connect with your body and relax your body. And of course, still in the very beginning, mind is nervous, mind is shy. But then we need to take a leap. We need to make a first very challenging step. That would be the most difficult part. You might sweat, you might shake, but then once you pass this first leap, it will get easier and easier. So, I don't know, we need to trust. We need to trust and go for it. And if it's difficult, then I would say close the eyes. Because mind wants to create the story, right? Especially you were speaking in front of people and then people listening to you with a serious face. And then the mind will come, oh, maybe I'm saying something wrong. Or maybe what I'm saying is not interesting because these people are not smiling. You know, all these thoughts come. So even just close the eyes and connect to the heart. Trust the support from the environment, because the environment is giving you all the life force in order to give you a voice. So trust the support, relax your body, connect to the heart, and even if it's difficult to speak from the heart, then even take the hands physically to the heart. Then there is a confirmation coming. And go for it. Trust. And it is a repetition of body memory. The more you do, more you get the feeling of new conditioning, new patterns, new belief system. And over time, you can start to open your eyes. And you can start to trust more and more. Yeah. I hope I'm saying something practical.
It is.
Yeah.
Because, the voice opening is very based on psychology and emotions and the blockages. All these topics are super huge part. And giving permission is, I think, super, super important, because we are, as you already said, there's negative affirmations. I'm not a good speaker and so on. They're really hindering every like process that happens. How do you condition your body and your voice before some gigs?
Right. I actually pray. I actually pray for, the guardians to be with me. Like, I'm always singing, not by myself. Like, I always have a full family support.
Oh.
So looks like I'm only one person, but then in my own reality, which is happening only inside of me, I have all the support.
Who is there? If it's
my
not a
teachers.
Secret. Okay.
And you have a connection. Like for me, it's a Radha and Krishna. But then I can also call out to the different divine guardians as well. I can call out to Mahadev, I can call out to Ganesh. And if you have a different background, or then call out for the spirit of the forest, or even I sometimes pray to the space. Spirit of the space, please support me. So when I arrive in a new environment, I give thanks to the space. Thank you for having me here, because this space is giving me a life, like an energy to sing and speak. So I'm just an instrument, because actually that's what it is. We are just an instrument of this whole thing.
Yes.
So I called in. So that actually gives me so much support that I'm not alone. And just like how does your family support? Like even if you do like not a good performance, I'm sure your family unconditionally loves you. Whatever you say, it's okay. We still love you, So knowing that there is unconditional loving support around me is actually, very much support. And just like how I suffered, because if I tried to speak something nice to some people, it's going to give you stress, because you never know what is right and wrong for this person. So, and then that's where the teaching of Bhakti Yoga, the yoga of devotion, comes from. The Bhakti Yoga says, whatever you offer from your heart is all beautiful. So, I just need to trust and give to something greater than me. That is only love. And then sighing out, humming, releasing the sound would be very much helpful. And it's all about awareness. Some practical tips. We tend to become very small when we are nervous. And affirm all directions. Like we have a front body, this is known as the direction of the east, where the sun rises. This is like, hi world, here I am. But then we have a back body. Yeah, this is the direction of the west. The west is as important as the east. And then when we have a awareness of the back body, all of a sudden, we have actually a confidence. It's not only one side.
I see, okay.
When we become aware of the two sides, when we become aware of the two sides, like a duality, the awareness expands. Same for the thoughts. Like, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough. I'm stuck in one direction. And problem comes. I suffer because I can't see the whole picture. Yeah? But then I'm not good enough. But I'm also good enough. And both are true. Yeah? Then our mind starts to open. So it's not only the front body, because when we are nervous, we tend to get close into the front body, and then the spine starts around, heart starts to shut down. So back body, when we open the back body, your posture becomes better. And then you have this side body. So often I open my arms, like open the body. Yes, this is all my space.
Yeah, I noticed, in a workshop,
Yeah, and then I'm connected, supported by the earth. I have a connection to the sky. And then this actually helps you. It's like you have all this space and you can speak with this openness. And so, the trick or the issue here is, how can I expand my mind? How can I get away from the mind? Because mind is always trying to sabotage you, and mind is always trying to make you small. I'm not this, I'm not that, da. So how to get away from that?
So you need an army of support. So this is one trick, probably. And there's like different kind of also positive affirmations, self-centeredness, all these small details. Yeah, but in this kind of, like many of my audience of people who are listening to this, they're working like daily routine and very, very stressful life. And the only time they have for the self-development is in their cars. So they probably will be humming there and try to be self-aware in a traffic jam somewhere. But it's I think the main idea is this regularity, and then you can get into pattern. In this pattern stuff, because it's very important, as you said, that it's not only a one day experience. You teach your body, you teach yourself how to like create these support mechanisms. It's very, very beautiful.
Yeah, it's very simple thing, but we just have to repeat the opposite thing until we believe in the opposite. Like, I had a moment like when my life crashed everything. Like maybe around 10 years ago, I felt like I lost everything. And then I felt depressed, like I wake up and then nothing is great. I didn't feel like seeing anybody. I didn't also feel like eating. And then I had this thought, like, I'm not happy, But then if I repeat, I'm not happy, I become more and more not happy.
Yes.
So even if I don't believe I'm happy, I write down actually on the notebook, and I'm like, first thing that I do, I'm not happy, but then I wake up and I open the notebook and it says I'm happy, And then I just read, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy. Cool. And even just like a fake, there's a saying, fake it till make it, right?
Yes.
So, and now I was not feeling like smiling, but then, I'm happy, I smile every day. That was my sankalpa, sacred promise that I make to myself.
Yes.
It could be challenging because you're not feeling happy, you're not feeling like smiling, but then sometimes we have to force ourselves.
Yes.
Like, I'm happy, and you're not happy, but then I'm smiling. Sometimes you use your mouth to do this. I'm smiling, And then you do this every day, although you don't believe it. And at one point, you start to feel like, I'm happy. I'm smiling. There is this click happen.
Yes.
So it's a simple thing, and we need to do that also for the voice. And it could take time because probably for a few decades, we've been telling the opposite. My voice is not good. I can't speak in front of people. I can't sing, So maybe this is the current situation of our mind.
Yes.
But then think about the mind as our very stubborn child. And we need to tell this stubborn child again and again, you can sing. You have voice. You can speak in front of people.
Yes.
And when you repeat that again and again, combined with the different practices, and as a result of trusting your body, don't trust your mind, but trust the body feelings, how it feels when you tell yourself, I can speak in front of people. How does it feel when you open your body, open your mind? Then that's me. So it takes faith.
The leap of faith. Akari, where can we meet you? Where the audience can meet you or reach you, or Instagram or virtually or?
Yes, I have a Instagram, Akari Tamura _ Bhakti. Also, I have music everywhere, Akari Tamura, on any online streaming platforms. You can find my music. I have a website, akaritamura.com. Yeah.
But basically, you are available where you are based in Thailand, as I understand.
I am based in where I am these days.
Cool. Okay, cool. Yeah.
I used to live in Thailand for like a decade.
Okay.
But since like around the pandemic time, let's say, I used to be like my main job, let's say, was a yoga teacher. So that's what grounded me in Thailand for like a decade. But I think this voice thing, music thing, is naturally taking over my life. And when I tune into my heart, what I'm here to share, right? And then what I'm most passionate about.
Yes.
And without realizing, I think this music part, voice part is taking over my life mission, let's say. And let's see where my life leads to. One step to another.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really recommend all the listeners to find Akari Tamura in Spotify. Yes, in Spotify and other streaming media. This is really, really, really amazing music you are creating as an instrument, as you said, with your support team. So thank you very much for today. I'm very, very grateful that you joined us today.
Actually, I want to say one thing. Like, if you compare my recent album, music album, to my first album called Kirtan, that I recorded that Kirtan album like 10 years ago.
Yes.
My voice is different. So you can make fun of me as well.
Oh, we'll check it out.
When you listen to my first album, my voice sounds like young, So this is the muscles. The more you use, the more you do the push-ups, you become strong also, right? So the more you speak, more you sing, the muscles develop, confidence develop, openness develop. So as a result of repetition, then your voice will change as well.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Bye. Jā, es kārtīgi izbaudīju šo te raidījumu kopā ar Akari Tamura. Es ceru, ka jums ir tieši tādas pašas sajūtas. Ļoti, ļoti vērtīga saruna. Tieši šī te balss saslēgšana sirds centru, manuprāt, ir viena no svarīgākajām sastāvdaļām, kas arī padara mūsu balsi daudz, daudz nospiestāku. Šis bija podkāsts Runas darbnīca. Mūsu nākošie viesi arī runās un stāstīs par komunikācijas prasmēm, par balss atvēršanu, par visu to, kas padara mūs pieejamus ārējai pasaulē. Un ja jums tas liekas diezgan svarīgi, tad nospiediet like, padalieties ar šo te podkāstu raidījumu, piesakojiet mūsu kanālam un tādā veidā algoritms sapratīs, ka šis ir vērtīgs kanāls, ar ko dalīties. Tiekamies nākošā raidījumā.